the last one, that is called do while loop. Now you check what is actually do while loop. Now it is called, yes, it is called do while loop. Now why it is called do while loop? Sorry, it is called, it is called exit control loop. Exit control loop. Now why it is called exit control loop? Because it checks the condition at the exit only, exit point only. Now let us see how it is actually happening. This is different from other two. This is different from other two types of this loop. Since this is a exit control loop, it checks the condition at the exit point only. You have to be very careful about this. How it actually happens? Look at this one. Initialization. I'm just writing in the small form. Okay. Initialization. All right. Now you write do. Just look at the blackboard, then you write. Then, all right, after do, then we write what? Suppose I write system dot out dot print ln, all right. Or we can write, since we are writing the syntax, we can write the only, we are not writing the program now. We write the statement. Suppose we write only the statements. Clear? Statements. Now we write the increment or decrement. Clear? Increment means updation. Increment or decrement, or we call it as updation. Then we close it. You see, we close it. Then we write while. While the condition. Now this condition, we write the condition and we give a semicolon. Do not forget to write this semicolon. All right. After the body, so this is your body of the loop. After we write the body, then we write the while condition. The condition is while, and then within the bracket we write the condition. That is why it is called exit control loop. That means what is the difference? At least one time the control is going inside the loop. If then it is checking the condition. If it is false, then it comes out of the loop. If it is true, then again it is going and doing the activities. Clear or not? But over here, suppose the condition is false in while loop. The condition is, in the very first case, the condition is false. So will it enter the loop? No. In the for, the condition is false. Will it enter the loop? It will never enter. It will be out of the loop. But over here, after the initialization, it is entering. See this. Please look at here. It is entering the loop. All right. Doing the work. Executing the statements. Then incrementing or decrementing. Then checking the condition. Let us see this one. Clear or not clear? We have already discussed about this. We are just doing the revision work. Okay. The revision work will certainly clarify your all doubts regarding these three loops. All right. For example, let us take a snippet. One example I am giving you. Same example let us take, so that it will be clear. C is equal to, suppose K is equal to 1. What is K? The variable, the control variable. Now do. Right, see this, do. I am writing it, do. And then, there's the bracket. All right, close the bracket initially. That means within this we write, clear? So what I'll write, SO system dot out dot print ln, clear? Print ln. I'll not write print, only just suppose print statement. Then K, clear? Then plus what is the meaning of this? The meaning is this, that we are leaving one space. Then we are incrementing the loop. K is equal to K plus 1. Give a semicolon. Clear? Now you write while here. While, see this, while K is less than equal to what? 10. Clear? Then we are giving a semicolon. Do not forget to write a semicolon after the while statement when you write the do while syntax, otherwise it will be wrong. This is the syntax. Alright, now let us analyze this one. So the first one is K is equal to 1. So it is entering what? 1. So 1 is printed. See the output I am writing here. 1 is printed. Clear? Now 1 is incremented. So what is the value of K now? 2. So the K value now becomes now 2. Now it is coming here. Alright, see 1 is already, without checking, the 1 is already entering, the value is entering into the loop. Alright, the control is entering into the loop and printing 1. Now the value is incremented. So K value becomes 2. Now 2 is less than 10. True or false? True. So it will go back. When it is true, then it goes back. Otherwise it will exit the loop by printing only 1. At least it enters the loop once. Okay. Next will be, the value will be printed as 2. Why 2? Because I have written print statements. Clear? Then after this, 3, 4, 5, like this way, it will print up to 10. Why 10? Because the condition is given less than equal to 10. If I omit this one, what will happen? It will be printing up to what? 9. Am I right or wrong? Clear? So this is the third one, which tells us about the difference between the first two. The first two are called entry control loop, and the second one is called, third one is called exit control loop. Clear? Now we'll do a program, write a program to print your name by using for loop. Print your name, simple programming I am just telling you, print your name 5 times. Print your name 5 times. We'll write a program. This is the program 1, suppose I am doing it. Alright. Write a program to print your name. This is class 8 or 9 one. This is just revising. Print your name 5 times. 5? How many times? 5 times. Clear? Or should I write n times? You input n, then n number of times your name will be printed. So let us do only 5 times. Alright. So let us start. What I'll write? What is the first line? Import. Then what is the first line? Input Java dot util dot star. Import Java dot util dot star. Now class, suppose program 1. Clear? Now look at here. Now write the public static void main write the main function, string AR arguments. Clear? Look at here, string arguments. Now so write print your name 5 times. So you'll have to input your name. Now for example, write down scanner SC is equal to new scanner system dot what? In. Clear, not clear? Then I'll write, what I'll write? String name is equal to SC dot, what I'll write? Next line, SC dot next line. Next line is to input a string. Clear? Next line, the L should be capital one. Next line. So SC dot next line. Here you are inputting the name. All right. Now one thing we are not written it. That will be better if you write it. Just a minute. What we'll write over here? You write system dot out print ln. You write enter your name. All right, enter your name. Now is string what? Name is equal to SC dot next line. All right, SC dot next line. Clear? SC dot next line. Then now we'll take a for loop. For how many times we'll print? 5 times. So for integer I, the I is initially, the I is declared here as integer. We may declare this integer outside also. Clear? We can also write integer I, we can declare prior to writing this one, or we can write directly. Okay, integer I is equal to 1, then I less than equal to what? 5, am I right? 1 to 5 will be printed. Then semicolon I plus plus. Clear? Now give this one a bracket, write down system dot out dot print, only print you write. We want to print in the one line print. Then you write what you would write? Name is a string. All right, name, give a space and close it. All right, give a space and close it. All right, now close the loop. The loop is closed here only. Clear? So first value is 1. So 1 time printed. Then again it is incrementing. Then next value becomes 2. Then second time printed. Whatever there is printing now. The name is, suppose you print BWBS. Suppose you print Gopal. Anything you input, that will be printed how many times? 5 times. And then you close the, what do you close? What is this one? The main function. So close the main function. Now close the class. The class is closed. All right. This is a simple demonstration of how to print what? How to print any statement for 5 times. So we are taking just your name, write a program to print your name 5 times. So you may input or you may assign to a variable. Both way you can write it. All right. Now next program we will discuss about how to input a number and then how to extract the number. All right. How to, for example, input a number 1, 2, 3, then print how many times the numbers are there. The sum of the numbers first. Okay, 1, 2, 3, then the value will be 6. Clear? Suppose you input a value called 1, 2, 3, then print 3 plus 2 plus 1 becomes what? 6. Then input a number, first program will be this one, then input a number and then find out the number of digits present within this. What is the number of digits? 3, 2, 1. How many digits are there? 3 digits. So the answer will be 3. Alright. Then next you find out that print the individual digits. Find out the individual digits and print it. Suppose 4, 1, 9, 2. Okay. Now find out the, print the individual digits. So you will be printing 4, 1, 9, 2. Alright. The digits will be printed. Now this one, 1, 2, 3. I think suppose 4, 2, 3. Then print the sum of digits. Then it's 4 plus 2, 6 plus 3, 9. The value will be 9. Then how many digits are there? 3. So it's 4, 2, 3, 9, 1. How many digits are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 5 digits are there. So this will help to find out the number of digits present, count the number of digits, find out the individual digits, find out the sum of the digits. Alright. So slowly we'll move after this period, after we discuss all these programs, then we'll go to some other programs and also we'll also discuss about the string manipulators. First character manipulators, then we'll go to the string manipulators in Java. That will take at least 3 or 4 classes. So now let us input a number. Alright, start this one. Write a program. Write a program to input a number and find out the sum of the digits of the number present. Program 2. Now write a program to input a number and then print the sum of the digits and then print the sum of the digits present in the number. Present in the number. Clear? So we'll take one number. We know any number. We know how to extract the number. For example, if I write 4, 2, 3. Alright. Suppose I take a number as 4, 2, 3. Now you will be printing the sum of digits. That means I will extract 3 from right hand side. Alright. Then I will add to a sum. Alright. So the first 3 will be extracted, then 2 will be extracted, then 4 will be extracted. So this becomes what? 9. Clear or not? So when you run the program, this should show, the output should show 9. So how you are going to do it? It's very simple. 4, 2, 3 if I write it like this way, 4, 2, 3, alright. We divide it by 10 first. Clear? Now when you divide by 10, 10 4s are 40. Now 23. Clear? Now 10 2s are 20. So what is the remainder? The remainder is 3. What is the quotient? It's 42. Clear? Now again this 42 can be divided further. See this. First see this, then you write. Now 42 divided by, for the 10, same thing, 10. Look at here. 10 4s are what? 40. So what is left? What is remainder now? 2. And what is the quotient? 4. What is the number? The number was 4, 2, 3. 3 we have already extracted. Then next 2 is already extracted. In the next when you divide, the next quotient is, the next remainder is 2. The next remainder is 2. And the next quotient is what? 4. So 4 is So we have extracted 3, we have extracted 2, and we have extracted also 4. So that is a way through which we will now extract the numbers and put it in a accumulator called sum. See how I am going to do it. Now I am writing the full program. All right. Full program. See how import. Please look at here. Then you write import java dot util dot star. Clear? Now class program 2, for example, let us write program 2. Clear? Now public, write the main function, public static void main, public static void main string args, string args. Clear? Now look at here, we'll quickly complete this one. Now write down scanner sc is equal to new scanner, look at here, new scanner system dot in. So just wait.